when they release those deepest fears and when they explore them is when the magic happens and when connection happens.
One of the things that I'll talk about when I'm teaching for students is to really dig deep within themselves and, find a personal story. And a lot of the pushback that I'll get is, well, if I dig that deep, who's going to relate to it?
Yeah.
And I'm like, the deeper you dig, the more universal it is.
Oh, it is. It is so deep. I mean, and I do think people have to move past fear to go there, and yet the simplistic thing is, like, I watched a movie this weekend called Paper Spiders that is on Amazon, that when I looked at the simplicity of the story points that made such a significant difference. We entered the story, we got a sense from the picture that the father was no longer in the picture. So we have a mother and a daughter. And so you have the void with the father. Then you're adding the dream where the daughter is at the age where she's going to go to college and she wants to get into USC because USC is where her father went. So there's an emotional connection with that. Then you add the obstacle, which is mental illness, and her mother who is going through paranoid delusion, and what the daughter has to do because of that, and the emotional work that needs to be done in the response to that shift. And so the simplistic thing was, you're looking at why the daughter wants what she wants as it is connected to the trigger event that happened before we entered the story with the loss of the father, and the connecting of her and the mother as a way to do the emotional work over that loss through the plot of the story. Made it work, made it work, and at a high level. So I think people get so entwined with, I'm afraid to do that, or do I need to go there? I hear writers all the time say, do I have to have a flawed character? Do I have to go into the wound? And it's like, do you want the audience to connect to your story? Then yes, you have to have a flawed character and you have to explore the wound.
Yeah, early in your book, you talk about the fear of digging into that and sharing it and exposing it, and what will my parents think, and what will my spouse think, and what will my friends and family and my village think. I can attest to the truth of that, because I know when I was a younger screenwriter, there was certain stuff I wanted to work on. It may have had a risque component or such a personal thing that, at the core of my being, and do I want to put that out for other people to stomp all over?
Exactly. Well, exactly, because that's exactly it. Like, it is a piece of you that you're sending out to the world, and what if it gets rejected? So that is what stops people. And I think as people begin to recognize more and more that when they release those deepest fears and when they explore them is when the magic happens and when connection happens. And so I think through people starting to do that, they get less afraid of that, and they start to see those moments as their value to connect with the audience.